So in absolute pure ignorance and pure bliss of being an absolute clown, AOC decides to, take off the mask and show us what kind of politician she truly is. Unserious and petty. Because AOC decided to take to the good old Instagram to try and, I guess, call out Dr. Jill Stein of the Green Party. Now, I have made it very clear I'm in support of third parties and independence, but never before have I seen a 2-minute rant of complete bullshit and ignorance. There once was a time when I really had a lot of respect for AOC. There once was a time when I thought AOC really had what it took. But yet, AOC, you are part of a political party that is indifferent to a genocide, okay? You are part of a political party that is indifferent to what was happening in the DNC when you had protesters, and yes, even those of the uncommitted voices calling out the hypocrisy of the DNC. When Hardlands Media was covering the DNC convention, we actually went to a political rally event that was hosted by Nick Cruz of RBN, Dr. Jill Stein, and Kashama Sawant. AOC, I didn't see you there. I didn't see you amongst the people talking to the people. So we talked about this. Hell, we even tweeted about this as well. It got a lot of views on it, actually. We did a whole thread. AOC has been unserious her entire time in Congress, especially this past month. And we posted a couple of our Coca-Cola classic videos that we did in just this 1 month alone, where AOC's word salad and why leftists criticize her. AOC backs herself in another corner over Gaza. AOC gets confronted for selling out. Ilhan Omar throwing jabs at AOC and the DNC. TYT, Anna Kasparian doesn't like AOC gaslighting for Kamala's lack of policies or platform. And then finally, AOC promises she didn't sell out in a rambling video. That's right. Remember when AOC said she wasn't going to sell out or she didn't sell out? So let's play this video. And horrible choice of angles here, AOC, but I guess, hey, do you, boo?
Y'all, this is a little spicy, but I have thoughts. I feel like I should save this for a live. I'm not coming for people who are thinking about this. I'll talk to you.
Who are you talking to? You people and all this other stuff. By the way, horrible choice of angle right now, AOC. Just, you're going to be talking to people, maybe not so up close, but whatever. And again, the question is, how do I tell my friends who are Jill Stein voters that they are wasting their time and effort? Remember when people said that voting for you, AOC, was a waste of time way back in 2018? I remember. I actually do remember it.
People who are thinking about this, I'll talk to you. What I have a problem with is the fact that if you are running for president, you are the de facto leader of your party. And first of all, trust me on this. I run as a third party candidate in New York. I'm also run as a work.
Hold up. She ran as a third party. How did she do that? Hold on, audience. You know what? I got a smart audience across the political spectrum. And everyone's going to chime in on this. Republicans, yes, even you liberal Democrats, Greens, Libertarians. Did I miss the memo? Because word didn't get back to me. When this happened? Because y'all heard that, right? I'm not going, maybe this is it. Maybe I heard something and this is like, oh, wow, in real time. Kit Cabello goes crazy on YouTube. Unless somebody, a moderator, did you hear that? I'm calling for one moderator. Just like, yes, you did or you didn't. Somebody, anybody. Because word didn't get back to me. Because now I got to call up Nick. I got to call up Jimmy. I'm going to call up Sabby. Like, did you guys know this? Running as a third party. All right, sorry. Let me play more of this video. I'm trying not to interrupt. My God. Because word didn't get back to me.
What I have a problem with is the fact that if you are running for president, you are the de facto leader of your party. And first of all, trust me on this. I run as a third-party candidate in New York. I'm also run as a Working Families Party candidate in addition to running as a Democrat. Because trust me.
But they're with the Democrats, just like DSA is. And Workers' Family might as well be identified as a political organization. All right? Look, I had to correct myself. You know, when Kshama Sawant was with Socialist Alternative, Socialist Alternative is not a political party; it's a political organization. Big difference. Okay, Green Party is a political party. Libertarian Party, political party. DSA, Socialist Alternative, Workers' Family Party. Well, okay. Well, hey, news didn't get back to me. Or either that, maybe I have finally gone crazy.
Your party. And first of all, trust me on this. I run as a third-party candidate in New York. I'm also run as a Working Families Party candidate in addition to running as a Democrat. Because trust me, I've been on record that about my criticisms of a two-party system. So this is not about that. But you are the leader of your party. And if you run for years and years and years and years and years in a row, and your party has not grown, and you don't add city council seats, and you don't add down ballot candidates, and you don't add state electeds, that's bad leadership. And that to me is what's upsetting. Because if you have been your party's nominee for 12 years in a row, 4 years ago and 4 years before that and 4 years before that, and you cannot grow your movement pretty much at all, and can't pursue any successful strategy, and all you do is show up once every 4 years to speak to people who are justifiably pissed off, but you're just showing up once every 4 years to do that, you're not serious. You're not to me, it does not read as authentic. It reads as predatory. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it. Because as a person, I endorse Working Families Party candidates. I endorse DSA candidates. I take risks and I endorse.
But they're organizations. Never mind.
Whereas even in primaries against Democrats when it's merited, what does this person do to grow power for the?
Okay. So first of all, on the one hand, AOC is bringing out a tactic that I myself have criticized third parties and independents. Like, look, Jill Stein, I respect her work. She can't always be like the nominee. I get it. But looking at the Green Party, you know, they got to make do. And this goes for libertarians and all other political parties with who they have. Now, I've talked about this with Larry Sharp on last week's show, where, you know, you have poachers in the Republican Party and Democratic Party go after, you know, top performers in either the Green Party or Libertarian Party and try and take them away. Not to mention, at the state and federal level, AOC, third parties and independents have to face a huge mountain of legal and financial trials and tribulations to actually get on the ballot. All right. In Illinois and in your state as well, AOC, there are harsh draconian laws preventing third parties and independents from actually achieving the impossible, and that is in which their name is on the ballot, in which voters can actually vote for them. So for the most part, the system, AOC, that you're part of, the two-party system, works together at the state level and at the federal level to deny independents and third parties from actually having a chance of being voted for by, yes, that's right, the American people. So you want to say all this stuff, then debate Dr. Jill Stein about why it's a waste of time. Or either that, why don't you talk to at least 50% of the population about why they're choosing not to vote, or either that, identify themselves as independents because they're tired of the political system. And AOC, you are part of a political party that is actively turning a blind eye to genocide, giving weapons, and promoting war. And yet somehow, you know, you were indifferent to what's happening in Gaza too, because you got called out by your own colleague, Ilhan Omar. A lot of people are calling you out. But I don't see you actually saying that to Jill Stein's face, AOC. Unless you're brave. And hell, we'll host the debate. AOC versus Jill Stein. Online debate. Make it happen. Live and direct. But I don't think you'll do that. You'll sit in the comfort of your chair in your home. Right there. Sitting there. You laying down your couch or whatever you're doing. In this 2-minute video, and you'll just go ahead and start shaming voters or people who want something different. Did you ever stop and consider maybe why Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman lost AOC? It wasn't just only because of AIPAC. It's because you guys left us, especially when it came down to forced to vote. I remember a time, AOC, when Bernie and the squad would fill in stadiums. Now you're lucky to get a room filled. But hold on. I think it's important for us to look at this map because, look, this is a monumental task. This is what the Green Party has secured so far on the ballot, write-in or in progress. And you know something? You want to know why they have to do this every 4 years? Because it does cost money. Now, I have my criticisms for the Greens, and there's a lot of changes that they have to do. And I do wish Nick and RBN all the best to actually, dare I say it, maybe reform the Green Party and turn it into a real political movement. If that can happen, good. I encourage it. I want to see the same success for libertarians and any other political party that is rising up. But again, the bigger fight is citizen ballot initiatives, so we abolish all political parties. But don't say that to AOC. But even then, AOC, I want to play this video here because people do need to call out the Democrats for their hypocrisy. I want to play this video.
Right now, I'm in the middle of this crazy drama thriller series called the 2024 election. And I will say, as a Palestinian American, what a show. We look over at the Republican National Convention and they're like, yeah, Israel, we'll send all of our money to Israel. America first, though. You know, and it's like, okay, that's weird. And then you'll look at the Democratic National Convention and they got Pink playing and Lil Jon, like, yeah, and like Beyonce soundtrack. And it's like, dude, you got to give the Democrats credit, man, for making genocide look fun. You know what I mean? Some of you agree. Some of you are like, okay, I'm taking shots, okay? I'm going to turn up in November, but might turn down for what? We'll see. I don't know. From the river to the sea. You know, Palestine will be free. Y'all motherfuckers say it with me. I was telling this guy what I was thinking, and he was like, oh, you know, vote for third parties, vote for Trump. I'm like, no, vote for third parties, vote for third party. It sends a signal to the establishment. You're not going to put up with their bullshit. And he's like, you're a brown Arab guy. Don't you know Trump's going to be worse for you? I'm like, don't tell me. Let's get through it. Especially if you call yourself a progressive. I wouldn't got caught saying that. It's not very progressive at all. If you tell an LGBTQ person what's good for them, it's called pink washing. There's a term for that. If you tell an Arab person that Trump's bad for them, it's called orange washing. So, yeah, I came up with that. He's like, well, you're just throwing away your vote. You're basically just a suicide vote. I'm like, don't you fucking say it. You were going to say suicide voter, weren't you? That's offensive. No, I prefer jihadi for democracy. I got this ballot strapped to my chest.
So first of all, again, hey, look, I'm going to support third parties. I'm going to support independence. I believe in it. I believe in the cause of supporting free speech. I also want to pull up this video here. Shout out to Misty, who is one of the real ones. Now, I don't see AOC ever speaking with Misty or going on independent media ever again because remember, never forget, that AOC, who is sitting there on her couch looking all wise and philosophical, is the same person who will talk down to you. But yet, AOC won't actually, you know, really reach out to the people. You know, there was a huge protest at the DNC convention, AOC, all 4 days. Did you speak to the people? Because they had a lot of things to say to the Democrats, and nobody really cared about the propaganda.
They're never going to allow a third party candidate unless that third party has been completely co-opted and is controlled. They will never allow a third party candidate to reach power. They're never going to allow anybody who's actually going to challenge the establishment and actually challenge the system to any kind of position of power. That's just reality. They own the entire system. And that's what's so frustrating is that that's obvious to me. Even if, let's say, you know, there's a third party candidate, you go vote for them and they actually get in, one of two things will happen. Either that person will get co-opted and acquiesce to power and they will just go along with the corruption. That's what they do. I don't think that there is any hope at all in electoral politics, even with the third party candidate. They're never going to allow the Green Party to get to the 5% or whatever it is to reach federal funding. They're never going to allow that stuff to happen. They own the system. We can't even audit our elections. It's a joke. So it's fine, I guess, if you want to go do it. Just as I said earlier, don't pretend like that's going to be a change maker because
no, it's not. And here's the thing. This is where I have to be real. Again, I have my criticism towards third parties and independents. There's a lot of work that they could have done in 2016. This goes for libertarians and Greens. There was a big opportunity that they missed, and they have a chance to maybe recover. And I think with RBN, you know, at least helping guide the Green Party along, maybe there's a possibility for some real change. But if you really want to break the system, abolish all political parties. But I don't see AOC ever talking about that. I see her constantly making excuses. And perhaps maybe some liberals and some Democrat socialists might be wondering, well, why are you so critical to AOC? Because I never forgot 2021. I never forgot that at the height of a pandemic, when we asked AOC to fight, she didn't fight. She said it was violence. How dare we ask for Medicare for all? How dare we have them challenge Mama Bear Nancy Pelosi? Have you ever had Nancy's finger wag in your face? You don't know what that thing smells like. God knows where it's been. But AOC broke. I want to play this Coca-Cola classic from good friend of the show, Matt Orfala.
We can't even get a floor vote on Medicare for all.
That's garbage. You can do it right now. We need 15 Democrats.
Hi, Jimmy.
We need the elected officials that you helped get elected to tell Nancy Pelosi that you will not vote for her as speaker unless Medicare for all is put on the House floor for a vote.
I think it's a really smart idea.
You know, the worst abuse of power, Crystal, is not using the power you have to fight for people.
Will they? Time to let AOC know they have no other option because we're watching and we see through their bullshit excuses.
We have to put public pressure on them.
I want to see who's going to vote against healthcare in the middle of a pandemic. If you're not going to do it now, you are never going to do it, you phony.
All the people who filled up your voicemail, they're going to remember whether you did the right thing here.
Which side are they really on? This is where you force progressive House members to reveal who they answer to. Do they answer to their constituents or do they answer to the party bosses? Listen to AOC's own words.
The Democratic Party does not do more unless it is pushed.
And so this moment is the great unmasking.
Force it to happen.
Ask them, are you fighters or are you careerists? Are you activists for the people or are you posers on Twitter?
Everyone's going to try to tell you that if you're just a little bit nicer, then it'll be fine. No.
The whole point of protesting is to make people uncomfortable. You got to make them uncomfortable. She's pretending to be part of a movement when she's really running cover for Nancy Pelosi. Did you think anybody voted for you so you could vote Nancy Pelosi without getting them anything? This is Medicare for all. People's actual lives depend on us doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's your chance to actually use your leverage. Will you?
Take risks.
Or will you be a party fucking climber?
Start bringing the ruckus on the Democratic Party. Force it to happen. Do not trust any political party to automatically work in your interest.
I call on everybody in independent media to join this mission.
Force it to happen.
Force the Congress to show which side are they really on. No vote for Nancy Pelosi unless Medicare for all is put on the House floor for a vote.
The Democratic Party does not do more unless it is pushed. So we need to push them.
Man, great job, Matt.
I like to pride myself as being one of the few, or dare I say it, the only independent media commentators to actually say Matt Orfala's last name correctly. So there you go. Hashtag Matt. I deserve a video where I should have like a golden halo over my head. But anyways, so how should we end this segment? Because what AOC was saying in this video, I know she was trying to be serious, trying to look smart. You know, I mean, it's easy for her to lay down on her couch in her fancy New York apartment or wherever she's at and saying it's a waste of time to support Jill Stein because, look, third parties have to face this huge mountain all the time and be like cursed Sisyphus, always pushing that boulder up the hill, never to succeed. But AOC, I had to go back in time to 2021, April 3rd. 2 days after Hardlands Media's official creation, April Fool's Day. Study declares AOC one of the least effective members of Congress. Hey, AOC, you got some explaining to do. She's the queen of Twitter, but less successful at lawmaking. Well, hey, don't tell her that. Don't tell that to Elon Musk or her. You know, they're not going to like that. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was among the least effective members of the last Congress, according to a new survey from a nonpartisan Center for Effective Lawmaking, a joint project of Vanderbilt University and University of Virginia. AOC introduced a total of 21 bills, which the center defined as substantive, but she didn't do anything for force to vote. That's something, but. That is where the story ends. Her legislation received no action in committees, no floor votes, and none ever becoming law, according to the center, which takes its data from Congress.gov. She's introduced a lot of bills, but she was not successful at having them receive any sort of action in committee or beyond committee. And if they can't get through committee, they cannot pass the House. Alan Wiseman, a Vanderbilt political scientist and co-director of the center, told the Post, it's clear that she's trying to get her legislative agenda moving and engaging with lawmaking process, but she wasn't as successful as some other members were, even among other freshmen, at getting people to pay attention to her legislation. Like, you guys, you're hurting her feelings. I mean, she can't. Fellow Democratic Social Squad members fared better than AOC. Representative Ilhan Omar sponsored 33 bills that also went nowhere, earning her the 214th place, while Rashida Tlaib saw 3 of her substantive bills advance into committee, with one ultimately becoming law. She ranked 92nd. Oh my goodness, is AOC dead last? Oh, how sad. But yet, this is the same person who, in this 1 2-minute video, spent her time degrading and speaking down to third-party supporters and Jill Stein. So AOC, if you got the guts, go ahead and challenge Dr. Jill Stein. If you don't, you're wasting our time. We asked you to fight for us for force to vote. You're constantly cheerleading for Kamala and the Democrats and offering us nothing. What you want to do is sit here and act holier than thou. You're not. You're a fraud just like any other politician. Because you know who really wanted to hear you speak? Maybe what a sight it would be if actually one of your Democratic lawmakers actually got down from your mountain of crap and actually spoke to the people. At the DNC convention, there were protesters there at Union Park. Did you speak to them? No. Did you listen to any of the uncommitted supporters who were denied a chance to speak at the DNC convention? No, you didn't. You didn't do any of that. But yet for that whole month, I mean, constantly, your hypocrisy was out there for the world to see. And I'm very glad that we got a lot of attention on this on Twitter. You know, very good. You know, it's good to get some views on it. 16,000 plus views for this one tweet alone. But in this 2-minute video, you offer nothing. Either debate or don't. Fight or quit. But one thing is abundantly clear. The Democrats can't offer anything because that's what they're told to do. You say things we want to hear, but then you never follow through with it. You have plenty of time to send emails and text messages and do little commercials on the internet, but that's it. Least effective member of Congress. And also, unfortunately, let this remain a lesson for all of us. Never again fall for the trap of voting Democrat or thinking you could form the Democratic Party. It is and always has been a waste of time.